Beautiful downtown H-Town, Houston, Texas. It's 92 and clear, but we are heading down to Vibe Sports Stadium where the Houston Headhunters, for the first time ever, will take on the Indianapolis Ramblers. Hey everybody, Ethan Muslin here with my partner, Mr. Jacob Clear, and we have got ourselves an interesting matchup today. Indianapolis going 1-1 after they got niced in the opening week against Minnesota. They managed to bounce back with a victory. Houston coming off a bye with a 1-0 start. Not a bad start for them so far, so both teams on the winning momentum. Hoping to keep that momentum going here tonight. Who do you think is going to be the big factor, Jacob, in this matchup?
Well, good evening, Ethan, and good evening to SFL Nation. It's a really good way to start the 9 o'clock block. The football today has been spectacular across the SFL, and make no mistake about it, these two teams in principle don't have any history, but 4 players on Indianapolis' current roster played for Houston at some point in time, so there's a lot of familiarity across both of these teams. Look for really impressive starts from both run games today. That's going to be really important, is which team can solidify themselves on the ground first.
I think you're absolutely right there. You also want to keep an eye on Colin Pierce, already a top 10 quarterback, even though we're 2 games in. He's already 5th in the league in total passing yards and 6th in the league with fewest sacks allowed, where he's only been brought down 1 time. Houston will kick the ball off to start the ball game. Sonny J with the ball on the tee. And here we go from Vibe Sports Stadium. This will be taken right about the 1. Ball brought out up the middle. And Jay Viper going to try to cut ahead. A flag is down right about the 30-yard line is where he gets brought down. I think we're going to have a few more yards added to it. Yeah, it is, unfortunately, Goldie Morrison getting dinged for the face mask, so that'll add a few more yards to it, only 5 yards, so to bring it to the 35 for Indianapolis to start their first drive with Colin Pierce under center. 3 seasons so far with him in a Rambler uniform. Start things out with 3 wide receivers in an I formation here for first down. Houston creeped up on the defense, but they'll run it with Christian Pierce. And we might already have a little bit of issue here on the play. Yes, we do. In the first play from scrimmage, it is free safety Brady Clark, who is down on the ground. Already a tough go here for Houston in the first play.
Yeah, and that's really big. He came back to Houston after spending a couple of seasons in Seattle, rejoins the ball club. You saw early Houston putting a lot of pressure on Christian Pierce early at the line. You're going to see a lot of that tonight from Houston's defensive front.
So it will be a gain of 3 for Christian. So we go to 2nd down and 7. Back to the I here with 2 tight ends to the left side. More creeping defense from Houston, and they will try to meet Christian Pierce at the line, and it'll be another gain of 4 to set up 3rd down. Let's introduce the rest of this Rambler offense. Colin Pierce is the quarterback, Christian Pierce the halfback, Joe Harleman the fullback, Rob Hunt, Jay Viper, Ryan Roosevelt, and Jeff Banfield are your wide receivers. The tight end is Randy Pierce. On the line, you have Hayden Marlowe, Chad Rowland, Jimmy Hayes, and former headhunter in Taylor Menor. Pierce going to get that away, and it'll be incomplete. That one was intended for Randy Pierce, the tight end. Couldn't get his hold on it, so it'll be 4th down.
And then there's one of the players I mentioned before in kickoff. You played for the then Houston Hyenas, Randy Pierce, and it was 3 plays there where every time Houston put pressure on the backfield there, and Colin Pierce forced into a quick decision, quick 3 and out by Houston's defense.
So nice little punt away. He'll go to the 15-yard line, and a bit of push up the middle. Going to get about 10 on the return. Not too bad there for Corky. For Greg Corky, number 88. So Houston will take over on their own 25-yard line. This will be a Dave Burr under center. Spent all 5 seasons with this Headhunter offense as the man under center. Starting off with trips to the left side, tight end set to the right. In the single back formation. First down for Burr, going to throw. As the check down, we'll have the man to the left side. It's going to be open for G.P. Wells, who stays on his feet. And looks like he might have stepped out of bounds, but there he goes. Out for a big gain on the first play for offense for Houston.
Yeah, absolutely. And you see early the athleticism of GP Wells getting to the outside, taking the catch downfield. And Damon Simeon said in pre-game to me that he was disappointed with the amount of production that he was able to get to GP Wells during their Week 1 win over Sioux Falls. That time he gets the first carry of the game, and I wonder just how involved GP Wells will be as the lead back of this offense.
He has been doing well so far. He didn't get much in the last couple of games. Only 29 yards on the ground. It is just a matter of time before he gets chugging along. So I wouldn't be surprised if he keeps going again. 1st and 10 again for Burr. He's going to have a man down the middle, and it's incomplete, broken up into coverage, as that looks to be Mike St. Green, the intended target. Let's introduce the rest of the Houston Headhunter offense. Dave Burr is the man under center. 2 running backs for Houston with GP Wells and rookie Josh Slapp. The fullback is Jalen Wells. Wide receivers, the aforementioned Mike St. Green, Goldie Morrison, D.R. Sim, the Hall of Famer, and Greg Corky. Tight ends are Dan Curtis and Hall of Famer Tiberius Bovine. Gerbil Culpepper and Barry Simeon are your linemen in tackle. Another catch there for Mike St. Green to move the chains once again and get a first down into enemy territory.
Yeah, that's up again. They got traffic around Mike St. Green. This time he's able to reel it in. And you mentioned the Dave Burr and how long he's been with this ball club. They drafted him quite late in that draft. They took him so many seasons ago as the eventual replacement for Kentez Johnson. And what a role he's played in this Houston offense over the seasons.
Yeah, that throw going for 11 yards to Mike St. Green. Pressure coming up the left, on the right side. He'll get it away. What a catch from Jalen Wells, the fullback, and he'll get 10 on the play for a first down.
Forget the catch. What about the throw off the back foot by Dave Burr under immense pressure to get that away? The fullback was open across the middle, and he's able to pull that off. It was in track. It was a defender tracking it there, and one of the linebackers pushing through, but he was able to feed it through a gap. That's a remarkable play by Dave Burr, and it pushes Houston forward. This is a really good drive.
Almost a bit of a no-look pass over to Jalen. He was barely looking, and just suddenly ball in hand, and he's ready to go. Pass completed there for a gain of 12. We'll hand off up the middle, and this will be Jalen Wells again. Going to get a run there for a gain of 6. Let's introduce the Indianapolis Rambler defense. On the line is Mac Dre, Butch Menner, and Derek Jenko. Linebackers are Kenneth Gaston Jr., Adam Wiseman, Noah Davis, and Telemax Scarborough. Corners are Blake Prine, Angel Maldonado, Ernest McCray Sr., and Adam Nold. Mike Ryan is the free safety. Strong safeties are Jack Russell and Melodious Manning. Run there for GP. Gets a couple of yards on that play before he is brought down by Mike Ryan. Now it'll be 3rd and 3. Already going into that I formation. You see both tight ends on the left side. That's both Bovine and Curtis. There'll be a pitch off to the right, and he's brought down right in the line of scrimmage. Almost got away from a couple of defenders. But Prine there to help make that stop to bring up 4th down.
Yeah, that time they gave it to Jalen on 3rd down on a toss play. It looked like he may have been subbed in as the running back. In that instance, he gets tackled behind the line, and Sonny J will come out for a 38-yarder.
Be from the right hash. Should be a pretty good shot. It's up and on its way, and that is good. That'll clear up an 8-play, 53-yard drive. That took about 2.5 minutes off the clock. I'm going to make it a 3-0 ball game in favor of Houston.
Yeah, and a good hold by Indianapolis' defense. It looked vulnerable to the pass in certain points in that drive, but unfortunately when Houston went to the run, Indianapolis closed down. Both of these teams are going to put a real emphasis on putting pressure on their front line defensively. You saw it early from both teams on the opening 2 drives of the game.
This will be taken deep into the end zone. They'll go ahead and bring it out. Viper going to run it. They'll bring it up to the 20, still on his feet. Flag on the play, and it'll be up to the 30-yard line for the time being. Let's see what this next penalty is. Oh, this one's going to be heading back. That's a penalty on Indianapolis. A clipping call called up on one of the special teams players. I'll push them back to the 15.
Yeah, and it looked very unnecessary as well. It happened well away from where the returner was. That's a silly penalty, all things considered.
Yeah, it's something you really got to watch out for, especially if you You don't want to do any block in the backs or anything worse than that in this case. From the 15, they'll pitch it out to Christian, who can't get anywhere as he is brought down by Jason Peace. Let's introduce the rest of that Headhunter defense on the line. Alex Perez, Tom Tanner, Denzel Maverick, formerly of San Diego, and KT Slayer, Linebackers, Jason Peace, Garrett Evans, and Zed Markoff. Your corners are Mike Bird, Kai Cash, and Diedrich Law. Brady Clark, the aforementioned free safety. We'll see if he's okay in a moment. And Vernon Brothers are your free safeties. Strong safeties are Al Ingram III and Josh Rowe. Colin with a throw up the middle. Finds Jay Viper right at the 30-yard line. So they get right back to where they were supposed to be. And it'll be a first down for the Ramblers.
It's the battle of the 15s early in this game. Colin Pierce gets his first proper pass across the middle court by Jay Viper, his second season with the ball club. It's a good way to start the drive for Indianapolis. The first run didn't really go much, and they get the ball moving across the field.
So they get a couple of yards tacked on top of it. So it'll be about a 17-yard gain. Brings it to the 32. First down, offset I formation. There'll be a handoff to Christian up the middle. And he'll get about 4 on that play before he is brought down by Josh Rowe.
We'll see how Indianapolis' run defense adapts across the course of the game, because Houston is sending their pressure on the outside and they're really looking to close those areas down. That time he gets it up the middle and gets a bit more room. So we'll see if Indy go back to that more and more during the game.
Split tight ends here for second down. They'll go to Christian, who run outside to the left side, and he'll get about another 3 on that play. And he is brought down for 3rd and 3.
Jason Peace with another really good tackle, shed a block on the inside to get across and make that play. Brings up 3rd and short.
Pretty open playbook here with the short yardage situation. They'll go to the I, receiver to the left side. Colin hands off to Christian. He'll push up the middle, gets enough of the first down, and cannot shake away from Diedrich Law. Otherwise, he could have broken off a big gain, but it'll be first down Indy.
Yeah, and that was a great run by Christian Pierce. He just waited for the blocks to develop downfield, got the movement forward, waited for it to open up, and got the play.
New set of downs now at the Indianapolis 45. 3 receivers, 2 backs in the I formation. Nickel pack for Houston. Colin to throw. Has some time in the pocket. Going to get it away. Has the man in Jeff Banfield and gets just enough to move the chains, and another first down.
And Pierce finds his outside receiver that time, and it looks like one of those games where whoever wins the passing battle might win the game. Early on, both run offenses that have struggled to get anything going, and it's been the passing that has really stood out in the opening stages of this first quarter.
Brings it up right to the 45 of Houston on that 13-yard gain. 1st and 10 for Colin under center. Hands off to Christian. He'll cut inside. Breaks 1 tackle and gets double-teamed up the middle by Vernon Brothers along another defender. It'll be good for a gain of 5.
It's going to be a really crucial point in the game here for Vernon Brothers, the rookie with Brady Clark out of the game. He's going to need to take a real step up in that starting free safety role from here on out.
Back into that big I with the receiver to the left. And they will switch it up. Pierce is going to go in motion to the right side. He'll set up in that tight end position on that side. Hand off up the middle for Christian. Pushes away another. Gets the first down. And looks to be about a gain of 6 on that one to move the chains.
That was a good call by Colin Pierce on the line. Sent a couple of the Houston defenders to the opposite side to cover Randy Pierce and opens up a gap for his running back to run into.
Again, a new set of downs now at the Houston 34. Closing in on 3 minutes to go here in the quarter. Pitch out to the right side for Christian. Bangs over a defender. That was Diedrich Law, who just got posterized, but ends up getting a gain of 3 on that play.
Yeah, I think Colin Pierce is feeling it as well, but poor Diedrich Law copped a whack there in his efforts to make the play. That was a big move by Christian Pierce to push forward.
Great job by Christian to keep that legs moving after contact. He'll move up the middle again for second down. Has room to go. Gets inside the 20 down to the 18-yard line, and he's wrapped up by Josh Rowe. but it's first down Indianapolis in the Houston red zone.
That's a great run, but unfortunately for Houston's defense, he ran about 10 yards untouched. That's not great read coverage up the middle there by Houston's defense. Needs to lock that up because at the moment, Christian Pierce is finding a lot of room up the middle of their defense.
Great gain on the play. On a gain of 18, first and 10. Now at the 17-yard line. Another pitch to Christian, bouncing outside. Only going to get a gain of 2 as he's wrapped up by Garrett Evans for 2nd and 8. So far, Indianapolis already looking at about, this will be the 12th play of this drive. We are milking a considerable amount of clock as we're closing in on 5 total minutes here in the drive. 2nd down and 8, handoff up the middle for Christian. He'll cut around, gets a couple defenders, and down to the 5-yard line for 1st and goal, Indianapolis.
Once again, the inside of Houston's run defense folds, and a good bleed blocking again by Indy just to get room for their running back, and that seems to be the way to go at the moment for Indy, and they've responded to the early give and take by Houston's defense, and have really focused on that inside run. We might see another similar play here out of iJokers.
Yeah, you kind of notice that with Pierce and Harleman doing a lot of blocks up front, they are doing a good job giving Christian the opening. They'll hand it off to him again for 1st and goal. They'll push up the middle and tries to push into the end zone, but gets close, but not close enough. It'll be 2nd and goal from just inside the 1.
Well, it was very close. And you mentioned Joel Harleman. He was a former tight end, so this is new territory for him this season as a lead blocker, formerly of the Jacksonville Kings, and it's going to be another run up the middle here.
More than likely here, and they will do so. Christian up the middle, no problemo, touchdown, Indianapolis.
Yeah, and what a start to the game from Christian Pearson, and lead blocking by Indianapolis that always looked like they were going to get a score once he pushed it inside the red zone, and that's great execution by Indy. I mean, Houston started off looking really good through the air. Indy respond with their middle run defense, and Houston just couldn't lock it up at any point during the drive, and that's a great response by Indy.
Yeah, that drive with 14 plays, 85 yards, 12 of those plays were runs compared to 2 on the pass. That is a very run-heavy drive, but it still results in 7, and Indianapolis will be on top 7-3 with just about a minute and change left to go here in the first quarter. If you're new to the Simulation Football League, welcome aboard. The SFL is football for everyone, so get off the sideline and start your playing career today by joining our Discord server at simulationfl.net. Click the Join the Community button and begin your career, or just meet and greet the stars of the SFL on and off the field. It is never too late to get involved. It's that run from Goldie Morrison on the return will bring it up to the Houston 23.
And we'll see how Houston responds to that opening drive. They looked really good. As for Indy, I mean, they had a 3 and out on the opening drive of the game. Then the following drive, they took it 14 plays downfield to score. So contrasting drives for Indy. We'll see what Houston dish up here in on their second drive.
We're starting with 2 receivers to the right. Dave Berg going to throw. Has pressure coming around him. Will get it out to GP Wells on the check down. Has room to run to the right side for the first down. Stays on his feet to the 40. And looks to be down at about the 41-yard line with his forward progress. A great gain to the play of about 18, 19 yards.
Yeah, they're definitely looking to get GP Wells the ball as the safety valve, and I wonder how close he was to breaking free of that last tackle. That was a great open field tackle on the spin move. But again, the threat of him on the outside in the receiving game is very, very prominent at the moment for Houston.
Yeah, it looked like Mike Ryan had him dead to rights. I think he might have gone for that spin move just a tad too late to try and break himself free. So it'll be 1st and 10. Pitch out to the right side for GP. Tries to cut back in. Is caught in traffic and brought down by Adam Wiseman for a 2-yard loss.
A great track back. Adam Wiseman covered a lot of ground to get there and make the play. Should see the end of the quarter here.
Yeah, we will bring ourselves to the end of the first quarter. Not a bad start so far for both squads. They both scored points, but it's Indianapolis on top, 7-3. You're watching the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music here on YouTube. We'll flip the field and come right back. Welcome back here to Vipe Sports Stadium here in Houston, Texas. Ethan Muslin, Jacob Clear here on the call tonight. So far, so good for this football game. 7-3 in favor of Indianapolis. We're going to go for the pass here on 2nd and long. Tried to go for the shovel and got deflected on the line. Incomplete.
The shovel is a real interesting play that we don't see get called often in this league. That time, you can sort of get a sense as to why that would be very dangerous in a situation where the opposite defense is putting pressure on the front line. Houston go aggressive here on 3rd down.
And it'll be 3rd down and 12. 3 receivers right, 1 left. Dime package for the Ramblers. They're going to rush 5. Burr with time to throw, trying to get someone open. He'll throw it out to the right side. Has the man in Mike St. Green, and it's down to the Indianapolis 41. 1st down, Houston.
Yeah, say it with me, MSG. Once again, 2nd catch of the game for the veteran and co-owner of this organization. But once again, it's Dave Burr, cool as you like in the pocket. Zips it to the outside, finds his main man in Mike St. Green. That is a tremendous play by the quarterback and showing just how important he is to this side. And early on, he's bailed them out twice. That's a great throw by Dave Burr.
Great throw, good for a gain of 20. They're going to hand it off up the middle here for GP Wells, who will get about 4 on the play on that inside run.
And again, we'll see how resistant Indianapolis is in the inside of their run defense. Houston have looked a little bit shaky so far in that department.
It'll be 2nd down and 6 with 2 receivers. Pitch to the right for Jalen. And he'll get another 4 yards on the play. Not too bad of a pattern there. Another one there will get in the 1st down.
It's interesting watching the substitutions from Houston this week. They haven't put Josh Slapp on the field at all this week, whereas he was the lead runner in their Week 1 win over Sioux Falls. At the moment, it's been all Jalen and GP.
Maybe looking to see how the Wells combo works here in this game. There'll be handoff up the middle for GP, trying to push ahead, and looks like he just got short of the line to gain. Nice stop there from Mac Dre. They'll bring up 4th down and inches.
And again, that outside run defense from Indy. Houston are going to challenge us by the ball. I'm not sure they're going to get this.
It's not a bad idea to do that, so we'll take a retroactive look at this play presented by Retroid. Get your SFL console at GoRetroid.com. As we go under the hood and take another look at this play. We'll see how far his progress actually went with the football.
Oh, I reckon he got it, no?
There might be a case there. Let's see if we can get a good definitive look here. Not from that look, unfortunately, so I think this might stand.
I think that first angle suggested he got it, but no, he didn't. That's unfortunate for Houston, but definitely worth the challenge in the situation. It was very close. And honestly, I wouldn't have been upset had they have given it to him.
Yeah, it was the right challenge to make. Unfortunately, nothing definitive there, so they're gonna have to go with the play standing. Can't correct it, unfortunately. But they will bring the offense out on the field for 4th and inches.
Yeah, wow.
I like this play call, though. They're going to try to go for that extra piece of paper that they need. Burr from under center. They'll snap it. And it'll caught by GP. Oh, he didn't make it! He's short of the line to gain, and Mike Ryan forces the turnover on downs.
Wow, that's another big open field tackle by Mike Ryan on GP Wells. It looked like he was going to get there when he got that lead block, but out comes the free safety from out of nowhere. Gets the play in Indy. That is a huge play. And a big risk taken by Houston to go for it on 4th down when the 3 points was there to be taken, and they pay the price for it.
I think GP might need to talk with Jalen a little bit about getting in the way of things. Because I think that might have been a little bit of a detriment to his run. 1st and 10 from the 32. It'll be a handoff to Christian Pierce, who's only going to get 2 on that play as he's brought down by Garrett Evans.
A little misdirection play. You see, this league this season has really introduced a whole new variety of run plays. That time sort of sends the fullback off to the left and tries to shift the defense, but Houston doesn't fall for that one.
It gets us to second down. Christian going to run outside. He'll get good amount of run to the right. Got away from Josh Rowe there for a second, but only delayed the inevitable, as it'll bring up to 3rd down and 3.
Yeah, again, Houston making sure they get a number of defenders around Christian Pierce. They know that this is going to be a run-heavy approach from Indianapolis. We've seen early that they've been responsive to it anytime they've gone to the outside.
3rd down and a short 3. Hand off to Christian up the middle. Men at the line of scrimmage. Stopped short of the line to gain by Garrett Evans. It'll bring a 4th down and 1, and you got to think it'll be 3 and out.
Well, it's a great tackle by Garrett Evans, and the run defense from Houston has been here and there, but that time another good moment from their linebacking core, and Houston will get the ball back.
There'll be a punt taken to about the 17-yard line. Not much yardage on it. We'll set up Houston right at the 20-yard line. For more league highlights, photo galleries, major and minor league stats and leaderboards, community content, and so much more, make sure to check out the league website at simulationfl.net, presented by Football Shift. Stay up to date and explore our past, present, and future. Houston gets the ball from their own 20. In the split back set with twins to the left. We're going to throw against the blitz. Has time to throw. Gets it away. Has the man in DR Sim, and the all-time leading receiver gets a few more yards for an 11-yard gain. 1st down, Houston.
Yeah, Dave Burr seems to really enjoy being under pressure in that situation. Again, making a really good throw, a good decision by the veteran quarterback, and he's really impressing me earlier on. The way he's playing, he looks very calm.
He's been doing very well for himself so far, and not just in this game, but in this season. Not giving up a whole lot in terms of defensive plays as DR Sim gets another gain of 7. Yeah, Burr under pressure. He's only given up the ball once in this season, and he's only been sacked once, which is good enough for top 10 in this league so far. Granted, it is early. 2nd down and 3. Split backs with a receiver to the right. That is Tiberius Bovine, the tight end, flexed out. They'll hand it off up the middle, and GP is going to get caught short of the line to gain. Looks like he maybe got about 2 or 3.5 to set up 3rd down and inches.
And again, the fact that Dave Burr has been kept upright for the most part of this opening 2 games for Houston is a sentiment to the offensive line. They've got Barry Simeon leading the way at the left tackle spot. They've got some talent on that line that's been really putting in the work.
Hand off again, this one to Jalen. Pushed down a man, cuts back inside, crosses in enemy territory, and down to the 45-yard line of Indianapolis. Great run from the fullback as the Wells family combo continues to simmer.
And don't be mistaken by the fact that he is a fullback. Spent 3 seasons as a running back with San Diego before coming over to Houston. And that's a great run, great move. You see the power running ability of Jalen Wells. They've got so much diversity in their backfield at the moment with Wells brothers and Josh Slapp all involved.
Resets the downs now at the Indy 46. We're going to pitch it out to GP. He's got room to the left side. Shakes a man. Has room down to the 30. Gets around another down to the 20. To the 10. 5. Touchdown, Houston!
Touchdown, Buccaneers!
Woo! Wow. GP Wells with a big run, and the Headhunters take the lead.
Yeah, and GP Wells bringing the electricity to this Vipe Stadium here. And again, that athleticism he shows, a little juke was enough to get him to the outside and away from the open side Indianapolis defenders. What a terrific run by GP Wells. And we're going to be honest, he's been looking like doing that all game through that receiving plays that has been called early on in this game that have targeted him. That time he gets the carry to the outside, breaks it free, and that's why he's one of the top running backs in this league. He's so athletic.
Absolutely. The kick on the way from Sonny J is up and good. That finishes off a 5-play, 80-yard drive with a 45-yard rushing touchdown for GP Wells. Takes the 10-7 game here with 5:19 to go in the second quarter. If you're liking this game so far, make sure to smash the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. The SFL produces over 400 events a year. There is nobody else that gives you more football. So don't miss a minute of SFL or SFLM action and help this channel grow through your support. Banfield doing the right thing on that kickoff, kneeling it down and taking the touch back to the 20. Indy now back down by 3. Starting their new drive. I formation, twins to the left side. Calling to throw, has time, rolls out to his left. He's going to run it himself, takes it up to the 25, barreling into the defender. That's what you like to see out of your quarterback. It's a 5-yard gain.
Yeah, and he had no regard for the fact that a linebacker was steering right in front of him. He actually went for the contact rather than sliding in front of it. That's a remarkable play by Colin Pierce.
Love to see when a quarterback decides to go for the run and commits to it. Love to see it. Handoff up the middle here for Christian. He'll push ahead, get caught in a little bit of traffic as he is brought down by Tom Tanner for a gain of 3.
And Houston's defense has picked up the intensity over the last couple of minutes, and again they're bringing the pressure on the front end to try and stop Christian Pierce early at the line.
If they do so again here, they'll win another 3 and out. They're down in 2 tight ends left on the eye. Handoff for Christian up the middle, has the first down, pushes ahead and gets blocked down by Josh Rowe, but it's a little too late to convert that first down.
That time again, Joel Harleman gets the lead block going downfield, and Christian Pierce is able to carve it up the middle, and that's better from Indy's run offense.
Up to their own 34. On the offset eye, handoff to Christian again, up the middle. Oh, and he makes a man go down. That's Vernon Brothers, who got planted into the turf. It'll be a gain of 8 there for Christian Pierce.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, for a couple of teams that haven't played before, there's a lot of feeling in this game. That was a big contact there between the rookie free safety. That's, you like to see that as a head coach from Houston, your rookie going in for contact like that and looking for it. That time Christian Pierce wins out, but you want to see him going in for that again.
Second down and 2 coming up now for the Ramblers. A little pressure coming up the line. They're going to hand it off to the big man. And he gets the first down. Number 71, 71, Chad Rowland on the tackle-eligible run gets the first down.
Oh, I've seen it all. I have seen it all.
Unbelievable. 6'7", 320 pounds, gets the gain of 2. We'll be calling to throw it out. Gets it to Christian and gets contacted just inside enemy territory for a gain of 5.
He can do it all, Chad Rowland. He can host a show on a weekly basis with Eddie Gage. He can play-by-play call. He can own a team, and he can apparently run the ball as well. He's a man of many talents.
And you see him right there. He's back in the fullback position.
I love it. I love it.
You love to see it. Not going to hand it off, but he'll go for a block. Christian brings down another defender. Brothers again. Stays in bounds. Pushes out Lee from the 3rd down, but gets brought up by Kai Cash and from behind. It's another first down for Indianapolis.
Christian Pierce, these people have families. Look at this. He's not only knocked over one, but on the second effort, one of the Houston defenders gets sent the next week as well. Oh, goodness me. Christian Pierce has had a remarkable start this game. What a run. And no regard at all for opposition defenders. He just wants the contact, and he's just waiting for someone to try and retaliate, essentially.
And that was actually Josh Rowe he made look like a fool on that dive. This will be a pitch out to number 36 of Indianapolis. I think that's the backup fullback making that run. Only gets back to the line for 2nd down and 10.
I need to take a breather. And Josh Rowe is no slouch defensively. He's a multiple-time All-Star, strong safety. Christian Pierce is just bowling people over at the moment.
And that'll take us up to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes to go here in Houston, but Indianapolis running down to the enemy 30. They're looking to tie or take the lead as we go into the half. We set up first down and 10 just outside the 30-yard line here with 2 minutes to go in the first half. Colin Pierce to throw, has plenty of time, has a man up the middle, it's broken up, incomplete. Vernon Brothers knocked that one away.
A good play by the rookie. He's been impressive since stepping up for Brady Clark, who hasn't been sighted since he suffered that injury in the opening minute of the game. That time gets the bat away and forces Indy to look long on third down.
Third down and 10. As it was second down previously, I should correct myself there. 3 receivers to the right. Colin to roll out there in that direction. Has the man and throw overthrew his target. Incomplete. That was intended for Jeff Banfield. That will more than likely bring out the field goal unit.
Yeah, I wonder, you would think they're in range at the moment for a field goal attempt. It's kind of on the very edge. It's a difficult attempt if they go for it. Yeah, they're going to punt.
No.
I had a feeling
yeah,
they're
going to go for a coffin corner here. As Bennett will get the punt away. It's going to bounce at about the 7 and takes a very positive bounce. I don't know if that one bounced out of bounds or into the end zone. It did. It bounced out at the 3.
Yeah, that was a great punt. Obviously, he put it in a good position, but also gets a really fortunate bounce. It just hooked off to the left and forces Houston to bring it out off inside their own 5.
Now deep in their own territory. Houston with the ball on their own 3-yard line. Burr going to hand it off up the middle. Jalen Wells will get up to about the 5, maybe the 6. And so he'll get about 3 yards on the play.
Yeah, again, we see still no sighting from Josh Schlapp. Clearly, Houston's intention to get the Wells brothers the ball first has been good so far, and we'll see what they draw up here. But GP looks like he'll get the ball here on second down.
Yeah, you see Jalen, the fullback, in that offset eye. Looks like a little pressure coming up. They'll pitch out to the right side, and it's Jalen. Shakes the man, makes another one, miss down at the 20. He's got room to run. 25 out of bounds at about the 33-yard line. Out of bounds with 1:12 to go. First down, Houston.
Here we go. It's the game. It's another game where both running backs are starting to really pick up steam. This time, Jalen Wells making people look silly. You've got Christian Pierce taking people's lives on the other side of the ball. Christian Pierce making them, GP Wells making them look silly on the other side. But that gets the ball moving for Houston. They can potentially take this downfield and get a score on before the half's out.
Yeah, they didn't have to burn a timeout there, so they still have 1:12 remaining. Got up to the 33-yard line. Great run on that play for 27 yards. 3 receivers right, but they got one in the down position. We're going to pitch out right to GP Wells, who's going to get caught in traffic behind DR Sim. And only going to get 4 on the play. And there you see Josh Schlapp doing a little bit of run coverage.
Yeah, maybe that time they brought him out the bunch formation. Maybe they were trying to use him as a receiver in this game instead of the lead back that they had him as in week 1. And again, they bring out a heavy set. GP Wells is going to get a really heavy dosage in this drive.
We got Dan Curtis in motion to the left side here for 2nd and 6. From the eye. No milking this clock a little bit. Quick pass up the middle will be completed to Tiberius Bovine. First catch of the day for him, and Houston will take a timeout.
Yeah, first catch of the game, and I think first catch of the season from the veteran that crossed over from London, former fullback. Obviously has been in this league for some time, and also the assistant offensive coordinator for this organization. It's a really important piece in their offense, both on and off the field.
They pass there to Bovine for 10 to move the chains. Now at the 47 of Houston. GP Wells in motion. He's going to go into the slot on the right side. Empty back set. Burr from under center. Quick step. Going to throw. Gets it around to the left side. Has DR Sim. Gets around a defender. Gets down to the 40. Out of bounds at the 35-yard line. First down, Houston. And it stops the clock with 27 seconds remaining.
And that's experience as well from DRCM, his 3rd catch of the game. But you just watch how he notices that nothing's on downfield, so he just runs it out of bounds to save time. But that's really smart from DRCM, and just that veteran presence that he has as the leader of this receiving corps here in Houston. We've got just under 30 seconds here, but they're very close to field goal range.
Yeah, they're at about the enemy 35. You'd be looking at about a 52-yarder if they were to try for it. So try to get a few more yards, make it a little easier. Bird to throw on first down. Quick pass to the right side. DRCM has it inside the 20, down to the 18, where Houston will take their final timeout.
Yeah, and Dave Burr calls the doctor again. 4th catch of the game for him now, and that's going to set him up in field goal range. But he can have a crack at it here, Dave Burr, if he wants, and he's going to. Aggressive set here from Houston.
Yeah, the last 2 plays, it's gone to DRCM. He's combined for 35 yards in those 2 plays. Mike St. Green in motion. He'll go to the left side and leave Bovine by himself there on the right. Excuse me, that's Corky on the right side. Burr to throw, has time in the pocket, gets to the white. DRCM into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston!
Oh, Dave Burr, you are a star. What a throw from Dave Burr, and finds DRCM, who was unsighted through the opening stages of the game, is combined now for a 5th catch. 3 in a row from the doctor, resulting in a touchdown for the Headhunters, and they're going to push this out to a 10-point ball game.
Yeah, those 3 plays in a row, resulting in 53 yards and a touchdown from DRCM, just from him alone. He's been having himself a day. 5 receptions for 71 yards. Those three catches right off the top of the playbook is what they needed. Gives it the 17-7 lead with 18 seconds to go. We'll have a kick away here from Sonny J. So Indianapolis will have time to maybe get a couple of plays off, as they will do the right thing and kneel down to take it up to the 20. Let's head over to Sioux Falls real quick. We got a game update with the Sparrows and Nightwings. Cam, what do you got?
Thank you, Ethan. Before this run, Bailey O'Shaughnessy had 8 yards on 4 carries. Well, you can't keep them down for long. Sioux Falls hasn't had problems starting games, just finishing them. They still have a 10-7 lead in the second. Back to you in Houston.
Thank you, Cam. Appreciate you. And the run up the middle here for Christian is going to get about 5 yards. And I think that's where they're going to just go ahead and call it a half and head into the tunnel.
Yeah, you're right, but what a half it's been. Oh, I don't think this will come off, but plenty to talk about this halftime break, Ethan. This has been a really good game of football.
Yeah, great game so far, with Houston so far in the lead, 17-7 over Indianapolis as we head into the halftime break. Looking at those team stats, and one thing that kind of stands out for me right now is that Indianapolis has a lot of rushes to their name. 23 rushes, 24 rushes for 124 yards, compared to only 32 in the air. You see there, Colin Pierce has only been 3 for 6. That might be a reason why.
96 pass attempts from Colin Pierce, but I think they call him the fridge for a reason, because I'm pretty sure in the pre-game they decided to put a set of wheels on a fridge and just use that as their running back, because he's just been making people look silly on the Houston defense. But understandably, GP Wells is the player of the game for the halftime, but I would also probably argue that it's Dave Burr, because that's been the difference really in this opening half, and I think that's why Houston have the lead earlier, is the quarterback play from Houston has been a lot better. The passing game from Indy has been pretty much a non-factor in that opening half, and I wonder if they're going to start going back to the pass with Ryan Roosevelt currently unsighted on the offensive side of the ball for Indy. That's going to be really important if they're to claw back this lead.
I think you're absolutely right there. Roosevelt's, third in the league in receiving yards so far this season, 265 yards to his name. We haven't heard a peep from him so far tonight. It's Greg Corky going to bring out the return up to the Houston 26-yard line. Aerial coverage of today's game has been provided by Dags Drone Works, aerial photography and videography services for real estate, events, marketing, and more. You can learn more about that at DAGS, DAGGS, droneworks.com. So Houston getting the ball to start the second half, and I think you may have a good case for Dave Bird being the player of the half so far. Already 11 of 13 for 167 yards and a touchdown. He's up to 144 and about a third on the QBR ranking. Bird changing up the play here on first down from the 25. They're going to start with an offset eye. Hand off to GP up the middle. Is going to get met at the line of scrimmage. Great adjustment from Indianapolis to shut down that run for no gain.
Yeah, good plug by the inside of Indy's run defense. I want to give a quick shout out to our stats crew tonight, Devon Simeon and Yayo Montana, joining us, giving us all the numbers. It's been a lot of things to talk about early on as far as stats are concerned with both running backs and the quarterback play.
Absolutely. GP on the run up the middle. Breaks free! He's got room to go, and he's going to get brought down from behind. Just past the line to gain. It'll be first down, Houston.
Yeah, that GP Wells spin move is quite something, isn't it, Ethan? I mean, that, again, just gets him that room on the outside. Almost broke free. I tell you what, he's just got that back-end speed that is so dangerous once he gets in open space. Nearly over 100 yards on the game off only 11 touches.
Yeah, but that's got 94 and a touchdown. Can't deny that for sure. Blitz coming here for Bird. He'll get it over to GP. Goes to the left side. Has room to run. Just enough to step ahead for the first down. Got into a bit of coverage, but just enough to move those chains.
That was funny watching. Only one Indianapolis defender needed to make this tackle, and we saw about 5 players get bundled over the sideline just because of the blocking effort forward. That was a really good effort play by Houston's lead blocks on the outside. Gets the first down, and GP started the half on fire.
Yeah, that was Adam Wiseman there to make that stop. And now brings it up to the Houston, say 47.5-yard line. Pitch over to GP. Contacted in the backfield. Can he get out of it? He will not. And he is brought down by Talamac Scarborough and Mike Ryan for a 2-yard loss.
Yeah, Talamac Scarborough, I believe, 50th career tackle for loss in such a distinct career, but that never looked like it was going to break free, particularly when Mike Ryan got in the area. He hasn't missed one yet.
Second down and long now for Bird. Deflected at the line and incomplete. That one intended for Jalen Wells, but a little bit of contact at the line to knock it away.
Yeah, Indy have seen enough of this. They've brought the front end pressure again defensively. That time it gets home twice. They almost get a turnover on that occasion. Dave Bird's got to be careful.
Yeah, those short throws just over the line have been a little bit of trouble for him. They're down in 12, 4 receivers. Mike St. Green going in motion from right to left. And looks like a bit of zone coverage there on the defense. From the dime set for Indy. Bird a throw. Only 4 on the rush. Has time. Gets it away. Has DR Sim at the 35 of Indianapolis. First down, Houston.
And it's been the story of the game. Again, the patience by Dave Bird to wait for that play to develop. He absorbed the pressure in the pocket, gets it away. Another great catch by DR Sim across the middle, but it's just this quarterbacking play from Dave Bird has been really impressive in the opening stage of this game, and he's continued it into the second half.
Absolutely. That's another catch for DR Sim, another 20-yarder. Ties his long so far for the night. Twins to the left for first down. Hand off to GP, who spins up the middle and gets wrapped up by Scarborough and accompanied by Ernest McRae Sr., but still managed to get a gain of 9 out of it.
Yeah, and he almost broke that one free as well. It almost seems like at the moment for GP Wells, as soon as he gets through that first defender, he's off and racing. That time, good track back by the linebacker to make the play. That's his 100th rushing yard. It's been a really impressive performance by GP Wells.
Yeah, he's been doing really well. Already about 7 3/4 yards per carry so far tonight. From second down and short, Burr with 2 tight ends to the right. He'll hand it off to GP. Brought up by Scarborough. It was Jalen Wells who breaks free. He gets out to the 10. Makes the man go down and goes to the end zone. Touchdown, Houston!
And Jalen looked to the bench and looked at his brother and said, I can do that too. And look at that. This time again, it's the power rushing from Jalen Wells getting downfield and makes a couple men miss. And the running game for Houston has been untouchable. so far in this game. The Wells brothers are carving it up and having an absolute ball here in Houston, Texas, and they get in again. Houston take a commanding lead over Indianapolis.
You see there, Ernest McCray Sr. just pushed down to the turf. It's like, no, sir, not today. As Jalen Wells rushes it in for 26 yards on the touchdown. 8 plays, 75 yards on that drive. As the kick from Sonny J is up and good to make it 24-7 with 7:14 to go here in the third quarter. Now available free to download, you can play the SFL video game on the go on the Retroid Pocket 3 Plus, an emulator for 4K23 in the palm of your hand. Order your Retroid today at GoRetroid.com, search SFL, and download our mod at simulationfl.net/4K23. Retroid, the official console of the SFL. Banfield going to bring that run up to about the 28-yard line. Decent return. Looks to be about 30 total on the return. To set up Indianapolis, who are now behind the 8 ball in a bad way. Colin going to start this drive. 2 receivers right, offset I. Pretty standard defensive package here for Houston, as Roosevelt, who we have not seen hair nor hide of so far this game, goes in motion to the left. 5 seconds left on the play clock. They'll hand it off up the middle for Christian Pierce, who'll get about 4 to set up 2nd and 6.
Yeah, you make a good point about Roosevelt. I wonder just how involved the passing offense will be and how it will shift for Indianapolis. They've only found receivers on 2 occasions in the opening half of this game, and really it's going to shift a lot with the lead as big as it is.
2nd and 6, and again it'll be a throw here for Colin. Has time to get it away. Should probably find somebody open. Has a wide open man. It's Ryan Roosevelt down to the 35-yard line, and that's the way to make an entrance in this game.
Well, it seemed like he could have stood there for a whole decade, Colin Pierce, and still made that play. What about the blocking by the offensive line of Indianapolis? That was huge. And the coverage from Houston, it was as if Ryan Roosevelt was just standing there on an island and waiting for the ball to come to him. It was not a good play by Houston's defense, and lets Indianapolis flip the field. They're on the move.
They'll go for another pass here for Colin on the short route, and it'll be good to Viper for about a gain of 8. That was on that big play there to Roosevelt. That was Vernon Brothers on the coverage. It looks like he bit onto the inside when Roosevelt went and cut outside. They bring up 2nd down and 2. So far, 41 yards gained in the last 2 plays. On the offset eye, they're going to adjust it over to the strong side. Moving Harleman over. Handoff, a little bit of miscommunication in that run, but Christian Pierce gets enough to move the chains for a 1st down.
And momentum suddenly back in Indy's favour, ever so slightly, at least with when they've got the ball. Christian Pierce's 24th carry. It's been a really heavy dosage of the run from Indy, as we've mentioned, and potentially going to go back to him here on a run set.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. They'll hand it off to Christian. He cuts to the 20. Miss a man down, but it's Josh Rhodes going to wrap him up at about the 12 to 13-yard line, and that'll give him a gain of 9.
He's playing like a man possessed at the moment. Christian Pierce, another great move on the outside. We're going to have a look at the block on the offensive line there. Indy's offensive line has done little to no wrong so far this evening. They invested heavily in the offseason. Chad Rowland, the leading tackle on the line for Indy, and it's been a real help for Christian Pierce in him getting forward.
Sets up 2nd and short right at the 12. Handoff for Christian up the middle. Good for a 1st down. Barreled over 1. That was Garrett Evans who got bowled over, but again, got ran into traffic, but it'll be just enough for 1st down and goal.
Yeah, and they pushed him back in the end, but enough for the 1st. Keeps them 10 away from the goal line. We'll see if they keep going with the run game, if they start to look for a pass.
Yeah, you're looking at probably close to like 9 3/4 feet as Christian's going to get the pitch to the outside. Push one on the inside, into the end zone. Touchdown, Ramblers!
There it is. Well, for the second time today, Christian Pierce has found the outside edge and scores this time from shorter range than he did in the opening half. But Indy are on the ball for the second half. That was important. They need to get a score on the board just to give themselves a chance as this game moves on, and then they've brought it back to a 2-score game here in Houston. It's game on here.
And you saw that critical block from Randy Pierce helping to give Christian Pierce the runaround to get in for the score. That's a 10-yard touchdown to cap a 7-play, 71-yard drive. Bit of a misfield there on the snap for the extra point, but it still goes up and through. Now to make it a 24-14 ball game with 4:27 to go in the third quarter. 7 plays, 5 of them runs, 2 of them passes. So Colin Pierce still so far 2 for 2 on that drive. It puts him 3 for 5 so far on those last 5 passing plays. Run up the middle here on the kick return. Unmanaged to make one miss. Stayed on his feet just a little bit and gets over to the 26-yard line. Good return for Goldie Morrison. Let's head back to Sioux Falls with another game break.
Thank you, Ethan. What a bizarre game going on in Sioux Falls right now. Sioux Falls has had 42 offensive plays to Denver's 13. Denver has not completed a pass in the first half, but Kippa Jones' pick 6 puts them up. Sioux Falls did just score. 19-14 extra point pending. What a wacky game in South Dakota. Back to you guys in Houston.
Thank you, Cam, and that's the league in a nutshell. Anything and everything can happen here in the SFL, and you always love to see it happen. Pitch over to the right side for GP Wells, gets men at the line of scrimmage, so he'll get brought down for a gain of 1 by Ernest McCray Sr.
Yeah, what a season this has been so far. So much going on and so much to talk about in the opening few weeks. Offensively, both of those drives to start the half were pretty much identical. A big pass got both teams going, and then the run games kind of took it the rest of the way. So Houston could get going here on second down.
And Burr's going to roll out to his right. Has time to throw. Gets it away. It's intercepted! Ernest McCray Sr. with the first turnover of the game. And it's Rambler football in prime territory.
Well, here we go. Momentum is just starting to slide back in favor of the Ramblers, and that's the first error from Dave Burr in this game. The Ramblers defense gets the takeaway, and just like that, Ethan, I mean, they're basically on halfway to start this drive. This is anyone's ball game all of a sudden.
You saw McCray diving into that route intended for DR Sim. He saw that ball come. It's like, no way, you're not taking that one. Pitch over to the right side for Christian. Has a block, trying to keep moving, and will get brought down to about the 49 of Houston. They'll call it a gain of 2.
Denzel Maverick, first time we've called his name. He was one of the highest paid defenders on Houston's roster leading into the season. The veteran coming out of retirement, having formerly played for San Diego. And that's a tough start for Christian Pierce. Houston are really going to double down on the run in this set here.
Second down and 8 coming up. Twins to the right. There'll be a handoff to Christian. It's caught in traffic on the line. Stays on his feet. Gets to the 45. And forward momentum just keeps him moving down to the 41. And it's enough for a first down.
Yeah, that was really impressive because once again, Christian Pierce kind of just waits for this to open up. Going downfield, absorbed a lot of pressure on the front end. His offensive line gets the job done. Clipses 150 yards on the game. So again, a massive effort from Christian Pierce, and Indy push it forward.
Still in that same set, I formation, Twins to the right. Been working really well for him so far. They'll pitch it out right for Christian. He's met up at the line, and that's all he's going to get, as he is doubled up by Kai Cash and another defender for no gain.
Chat making a good point. I wonder if the Retroid Nice Hands Player of the Week could go to a defender. Ernest McCray, I'm sure, will be in that discussion this week as Indy line up in another run set on second down.
Absolutely. It's definitely high up there as a nominee, and I'll grant it to you on that. Second down and 10. They're going to shift things up. Banfield in motion, going to the left side. Now we'll go to 7 on the play clock. Cullen is going to throw. Has a quick pass to the right side. Caught by Roosevelt. Gets to the 35 and out of bounds at about the 32. Where he'll be stopped just 1 yard short.
Yeah, you just get the sense that if Indy are going to crawl back in this game, he's going to have a lot to do with it. Ryan Roosevelt has now been cited twice in this opening half, having not been looked at in the opening half. It's a big third down though. Run coming to the left-hand side.
More than likely, there will be a rush up the middle for Collins. Good enough for the first down. Gets inside the 30 to be brought down at the 29-yard line. So far, Christian Pierce, that's his 32nd run of the game. And now over 160 yards of offense on his part. Moves the chains down to the 28-yard line. 1st and 10. Banfield in motion now, going to the right side on this I formation. And Dedrick Law going into man coverage. Cullen the throw, has time, gets it away. Wide open man is Jeff Banfield into the end zone for the Ramblers. Touchdown!
Here we go. Colin Pierce has got it moving. Hold on to your hats, ladies and gentlemen. This game is starting to heat up here in Houston. Indianapolis scored back-to-back touchdowns to bring this back to a 3-point ball game. What a throw by Colin Pierce here. And that was we've been talking about how well Dave Burr can absorb the pressure in the pocket. That time it's Colin Pierce who makes the play out of the backfield and gets the pass across the middle to Banfield, his second catch of the game. And Indy, all of a sudden, have brought back what was a 21-point deficit to 3 in the space of about 5 minutes.
Extra point is up and good from Toph Kiefer. 6-play, 52-yard drive, finishing up with that 29-yard touchdown pass. What a great pass there. It looked like Banfield, he was caught in man coverage there with Dedrick Law, but it looks like Law might have played the go route instead of playing the slant. And that's been kind of hurting Houston's defense a little bit. As this kick will be brought out by Goldie Morrison. He'll bring it up to the 20. And he'll get a couple of yards profit. So take a little bit of what you can get, and it'll be first down for Houston at the 21.
And Goldie Morrison on return duties for the Headhunters, former Jacksonville King as well. And we'll see Houston need a response here. Indy have got all the momentum at the moment. They just look a little bit rattled after that pick from Dave Burr.
Yeah, only the second interception he's made all season. And you're seeing some adjustments here being made on both sides of the ball. DR Sim going in motion to the left side. And he's going to be covered by Blake Prine. We're going to hand it off. GP's going to cut to the outside. Has one away, but cannot get around Adam Wiseman. And ends up getting a gain of 2.
Yeah, Indy have been sending pressure on GP Wells for the majority of this game. Sometimes he's been able to avoid it and get some open space. That time he's swarmed by Indianapolis defenders, and you expect another run here for GP Wells.
They'll pitch it over to him. Oh, immediate contact there from Scarborough, and results in a tackle for loss for Mac Dre. It's a 3rd down and long coming up.
Yeah, Scarborough did really well there. He was in contact with one of the linemen and was able to get enough contact on GP Wells to knock him off balance. And Mac Dre finishes off the job there. Brings up 3rd and long here for Houston in an aggressive set. This is a big play.
Yeah, they got 5 wide against a dime. It'll be rushing on 5. Burr has a wide open man! And it's, whoa, what a catch down to the 35. Yeah, that's
Welcome
Josh
to the
Slap
game.
getting some action. What a great play catch for him and a first down for Houston.
Well, there we go. And when we speak about all the rookie running backs that have joined the league this season, he in week 1 was pretty impressive as the lead tailback of this Houston offense. That time comes up with a clutch 3rd down catch as a receiver. And that's a nice little stat line, actually. Dave Burr's diversity across the field has not really targeted any key specific areas of the Indy defense.
Look at this playoff in time just before the end of the quarter. GP is going to get about 2 before he is wrapped up by Adam Wiseman. That'll take us to the end of the 3rd quarter. Time for some 4s, 12s, 68s, 86s in that chat. It is a 3-point ball game. Headhunters lead the Ramblers 24-21. This is the SFL, presented by APM Music here on YouTube. Read us our rights.
The of the Simulation Football League is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or account of the game without the express written consent of the league office is prohibited.
Here we go, start of the fourth quarter here in Houston, Texas. Ethan Muslin, Jacob Clear here on the call tonight. Yayo Montana and DR Sim doing the stats for us, making at least one of us a little bit smarter. It's me. The second down and 8 for Houston. Burr on the quick pass, has the open man. Mike St. Green was the intended target, and it got broken up by Blake Prine. It'll bring up third down.
And Blake Prine, that was brave on the outside as the corner. He waited for the contact rather than going for the play. It's very easy to give away a pass interference call on that situation when you're going for the man, makes the play, and forces Houston into another 3rd and long.
Going in the old 2-2, Mike St. Green going to go in motion to the left. Bovine, the tight end, is on the right side. Burr to throw with only 3 on the rush. He'll have time to get it away. As the man, it's caught by Mike St. Green in coverage. Brought down for a first down around the 35-yard line.
Oh, well, I mean, he hasn't been signed since the first quarter, Mike St. Green. That time, MSG gets the call again downfield, and Burr is back into the game. That's another really important 3rd down throw. This time he gets it well downfield. Mike St. Green just shed the coverage of Blake Prine just enough to get free for the catch, and we see it's interesting. So Josh Slapp is lined up at fullback here in his formation. So Houston have experimented a lot with their backfield today.
Resets the downs at the 34-yard line. Corky, man in motion to the left side. Looks like Wiseman might be showing a little bit of blitz. He'll back off. Burr to throw, a little bit of pressure up the middle. Has a man open for DR Sim, but it's knocked away, incomplete. Nice coverage on that play from Ernest McRae Sr.
Yeah, Ernest McRae has got Dave Burr's number at the moment. That time, that was almost taken either way. DR Sim could have grabbed that, so could McRae, and a little risky from Dave Burr on first down.
So they'll reset to 2nd and 10. Looks to be a bit of a bear package here for Indianapolis. They're going to rush it. Burr has G.P. Wells wide open to the left side. Cuts ahead to the 20. Makes a man miss at the 10. Gets to the 5. Spins into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston!
Oh, G.P. Wells. Blink and you'll miss him. Again, the spin move of G.P. Wells. We're going to have to trademark this at some point. Look at this. Makes one man miss, and then as he's getting into the end zone, the poor safety's running across in coverage and completely misses him. He just loses sight of G.P. Wells, and that's a huge play, Ethan. That pushes it back out to 2 scores, but G.P. Wells has been doing some crazy stuff when he gets downfield. He's an absolute magician.
Well. Yeah, he's been doing amazing, both in the air and on the ground. And Sonny J's extra point is good. Going to make it 31-21 with 9:04 to go here in the 4th. So far, he's had 17 runs on the ground, 4 catches, a combined total of 192 yards of total offense with 2 touchdowns. That last one being 34 yards to go to the house. Jay to kick this away, and this will be taken right about the 1. Banfield going to run it up the middle and get to the 25 and gets to about the 28 for Indianapolis' next run. APM Music is unrivaled music to bring your stories to life, inspiring every production with the world's most robust and constantly refreshed music collection, state-of-the-art technology, and world-class customer service. APM Music is the official soundtrack of the Simulation Football League. To explore their library and to find the perfect tracks for your projects, visit apmmusic.com. Ramblers down by 10 here with 9 minutes to go here in the 4th quarter. They need to get something going in the pass game to get back into this. Offset eye, they're going to hand it off to Christian Pierce up the middle, and he'll get about 5 on the play. Not a bad run there, but it's you gotta worry yourself. You don't want to get too far behind with time remaining.
Yeah, I mean, look, the plan worked for Indy in principle on the last drive. They got downfield, got the score, Again, I think it's going to be really important that Christian Pierce can get a good couple of passes downfield like he did on that previous drive.
On second down, they're going to hand it off to the big man, Chad Rowland, and he'll roll in for another gain of 4. Another tackle converting over to the fullback side. It sets up third down and short.
I like this. I'm going to need to look at my own game plan and see which of my tackles I'm going to push forward in an I formation. He's lined up again.
There he is again. I think
Why
he
not?
might be set up in the fullback, might be going for the block here. Rob Hunt going to go in motion to the right side. Third down and 1. Now 8 minutes to go in the ball game. It'll be a fake hand, not to Rowland, but it'll go to Christian Pierce, who gets enough for the first down and crosses the 40-yard line. Gets about another 3 or 4 yards to move those chains.
Well, you can understand it, why they would put him in that situation, because he is such a good run blocker, and you just get a little bit more sort of beef, I guess, on that front end when they try and go for the power play.
And it'll be a throw here for Colin. Has time to get it away. Has the man in Jay Viper, and it's good for the first down. That'll be Colin Pierce's 8th completion of the day. So far, he's 8 for 11 so far.
Yeah, but there's the pass. I mean, on the last occasion, it was a bit more, big from Colin Pierce when he found Ryan Roosevelt, but they need a couple of them just to sort of establish the drive. And they're approaching halfway here. In fact, they're past halfway. That was a really big play.
Gets it to the 43. Colin going to throw again on first down. Has the short pass caught by Christian and contacted as he got back up. And it gets it good for a gain of 6. I think that was Maldonado there to make the stop.
Did you see the way he got up there? Young man, this is the 4th quarter, and he just seemed to spring back up again to try and get some forward progress. Realised he hadn't been touched yet. It's another good throw, though, by Christian Pierce. He's just starting to find the momentum here in that second half.
And you see again Chad Rowland in the fullback position. Hunt in motion now to the left side, going over to the strong side. Second down and 4. Hand off to Christian up the middle. Has that block. Keeps moving and pushes ahead to the 33-yard line for another first down.
Yeah, good call, Ethan. Credit the block there by Chad Rowland, fullback spot. 34th carry for Christian Pierce has been a really heavily used option for them today. We'll see, they've ran a lot out of this formation.
They're going to do another run for Christian up the middle. Penalty marker down on the play as he is wrapped up by Vernon Brothers. We'll see what this penalty is. It looks like this is going to go back another 15 yards.
Well, that's a big call.
Ooh, that one called on one of the linemen. That's Kane. There you see number 55 who got dinged. I think that's the center. Yes, it is. He is the center for Indianapolis. So they'll push them back 15. It'll be 1st and 25. Ramblers going to go 3 wide receivers. They'll hand it off to Pierce, who goes off to the right side. Going to get contacted by Vernon Brothers and ends up getting about a gain of 9 to set up 2nd and 16.
Yeah, I will say I don't want to jinx Christian Pierce, but he looked tired on that run play. Just didn't quite have the go-ahead speed to get at the Houston defense. I think there was more on offer there than what he took. Wasn't quite able to get to the point of contact quickly enough to sort of make something happen. But you wouldn't blame him for being a bit exhausted. 36 carries, as we mentioned, he's been so heavily used. But I wonder how that's going to affect the last 5 minutes of this game.
Well, Collins going to roll out to his right, has the throw. Oh, and it's knocked away, intended for Banfield and incomplete. So it brings up 3rd down and long.
Very good coverage by Houston's defense. They knew where that was going. Colin Pierce telegraphed that one a little bit, and they were unlucky not to come away with that one there, Houston. They had plenty of bodies around the ball. Banfield did well enough to get it away.
Going to set up 3rd down and 16. They need a good throw here from Colin. He'll step back for the throw. Time to get it away. He'll throw it up the middle. Caught by Jay Viper at the 15-yard line for a first down.
And a second catch of the game for the drive for Jay Viper, and that's huge. Really important catch by Jay Viper to push the ball forward, and all of a sudden Indy are in with a shot here. They're approaching the red zone. This is where Christian Pierce has done his best work today. I'll see what Colin Pierce draws up here in another offset eye package.
Offset eye twins to the left on this side. They're inside the red zone at the 15. Roosevelt going to go in motion to the left side. You see a little bit of zone coverage there from the secondary. Colin to throw. Checks it down over to Christian Pierce. Has a receiver and gets to the 10-yard line or so to get it for a gain of 5.
It's okay. Just finding their bearings again to start the end zone drive here, and Colin Pierce has just got to try and find the crease. There's another run to the outside here expected.
And now they're going to go for a run up the middle with Christian Pierce. Has room to run, and he's brought down from behind by Tom Tanner. Well, it'll bring up 1st and goal to go for the Ramblers.
Gee, that was a very good tackle from behind. He did really well to sort of... And it's a touchdown-saving tackle, really. I had a feeling he was going to get there had Tom Tanner not have gotten in front of him. And we'll see. I'm assuming they're not going to venture away from that. Christian Pierce looks like he's got enough in the tank to punch this in.
He's got Chad Rowland right in front of him in the fullback position. Don't be surprised if they go for the big guy. 1st and goal to go from the 2. Colin to throw.
Oh.
It's intercepted! Picked up by Tom Tanner. He's got room to run at the 30, 35, 40, and down to the 44-yard line. That pass intended for Chad Rowland, but the big man Tom Tanner with the takeaway.
Well, we're going to bring up the Retroid Nice Hands play of the week once again. Who knew we would get a defensive lineman interception that gets taken back about 30, 40 yards off the line, but that's a potentially a game-winning play by Tom Tanner, and a questionable decision-making by Colin Pierce to throw it to the offensive lineman in that position. That's the one drawback of that sub, is if you call out a running play, Chad Rowland's going to run a route, and in that instance, it's just cost them and field position as well. They're almost on halfway.
Yeah, the Headhunters now at their own 45-yard line after that pick return goes for about 43. Burr from under center. He'll hand it off, and it's Jalen Wells going to push ahead for about a yard or so to get it for a gain of 2. And I'm going to be in agreement with you, partner. That is definitely a nice hands catch brought to you by Retroid. Put a Retroid handheld in your hands and play the only video game with your player in it, SFL 4K 23. And that is definitely going to go to Tom Tanner. You always love to see the big guys catch it and run it. And unfortunately for Chad Rowland, it ended up going the other way. 2nd down and 8 to go. I formation with tight ends to the left. As we enter about 3 minutes to go here in the game. We're going to hand it off, and it's Jalen Wells again. Oh, and he's planted down right at midfield by Mike Ryan to bring up 3rd down and 5. And you got to figure Houston's got to just hold on to this football, and they'll win this one by at least 10.
Yeah, good hit, but Indy fans are going to be upset at the call on the other end that resulted in the pick, but that's the risk you take when you make that sub. You've obviously got the advantage of having a bigger guy in at the fullback spot to make your lead blocks, but if you leave passing plays in there where he runs the route, you run that risk that something like that might happen. So it's a big turning point in the game, as Houston could potentially run this goal game out.
This is a crucial stop here for Indy as the clock winds down. Pitch out to the right side for JP. Gonna move ahead. Gets just enough for the 1st down as he's brought down just inside the 45, 44-yard line. And that'll be enough for Houston to kind of take it easy and go into the 2-minute warning.
Yeah, and he's been great, and he's probably going to be a player of the game as well when we look back on it. I mean, I know I've waxed lyrical about the play of Dave Burr at the quarterback spot. Jalen Wells has had some really good touches as well. DR Sim was important when he needed to be. But in general, the Houston offense has been very solid all around and has gotten the job done today. Lots of athleticism in open space. We'll be at the 2-minute warning. We'll see if Houston can run this out.
2 minutes to go here in Houston, and the Headhunters are up by 10. Let's see if they can seal the deal here in the SFL, presented by AP Music on YouTube. Bird's going to go under center here with 2 minutes to go. You see he's got 3 tight ends set up. J.P. Wells going to run to the outside and gets contacted at the line. Still on his feet. Moving ahead down to about the 41-yard line where Indianapolis will take their first timeout.
Yeah, and as we see Houston run this game out, I'm not sure if we'll get another game break, but Sioux Falls are up comfortably 30-14 last time. We got a score update in that game, and it's all eyes on this game. Houston have the ball in hand and have got another first down. Could be enough to steal this one, I think.
And I think you're right on that. They just need one more to cinch it away. JP going to run outside again. Cutting back in. He'll get brought down to the 35. They'll call it the 34, where Indy will take their second timeout.
Yeah, look at the patience again by GP Wells just to wait for that play to develop on the inside. That's a great play. Wait for his lineman just to get to their spots. And GP's been really impressive. You can see why they moved their game plan around to get him involved. It was a bit of a crime that he was so underused in week 1 against Sioux Falls. They still got the win, but it's been really, really impressive what he's been able to do tonight.
Indy adjusting their defense into man coverage, and oh, what a tip to Jalen Wells as he's caught in the backfield. Great stop by the Indianapolis defense as they call their final timeout. I think that might have just been enough to get Sonny J outside the field goal range. And yeah, they are going to bring in the punter.
Well, they're giving themselves half a chance here in Indianapolis. They're not going to die wondering. No timeouts left, however. But plenty of time left on the clock where you've got to somehow get something going deep very early in this job to give yourself as much as possible to mount that second score. But also keep in mind, the fact that they did push Houston in a field goal range means that they only need one touchdown to tie it and then get a field goal on the following drive. But we'll see. Typically, teams will go for the field goal first and then try and get the score off the onside kick.
It depends on how things play out on this series of plays. 1st and 10 for Indy. 3 wide receivers. Calling to roll out to his left. Checks it down, and it's incomplete. That one intended for Randy Pierce. One thing I want to make note of, though, that was the first time all game that Houston has punted the football. Every other time it's either been a turnover or a score. That was the first time they've ever had to kick the ball away to the opposing team. 2nd down and 10, minute 33 to go. Colin with 3 wide receivers. Steps back to pass. Throws up the middle. Will be completed to Banfield. They're going to have to go no huddle here with the 8-yard gain. And they'll reset. 3rd down and 2 to go. Colin the throw again. Blitz coming. Gets it to the outside. Oh, it's out of the hands of Roosevelt and incomplete. It'll bring up 4th down and 2.
Yeah, but the fact that he dropped it doesn't really matter to me. Why are you making him run a little swing route there? That makes no sense. Send him downfield. He's your best receiver. I don't understand why they're putting him in that situation. The bunch formation should see something a bit more aggressive pulled out.
4th down and 2. Dime set versus 4 wide receivers. Colin to throw. Gets it away. Has an open man, but Roosevelt can't hold on to it again. And it's a turnover on downs, and Houston will walk away with a win.
Yeah, and Dedrick Law makes the play along with Angel Maldonado and Roosevelt is just able to push that one away. Good coverage by Dedrick Law on the play. That'll be enough for Houston to steal this one away and a good win. Otherwise, I think I don't want to disrespect Indy in either way, but I think that Houston deserved that. They were more balanced across the course of the game offensively. Indy leaned way too heavily on Christian Pierce, and in the end, I think he just ran out of steam, the young tailback, and you just kind of have to think about what might have happened had Colin Pierce have looked for his star receivers a bit more. And yeah, it's Indy without timeouts. This is going to get kneeled out, and Houston are going to walk out of here 2-0.
Yeah, looking at the play breakdown here, you got 37 runs for Christian Pierce, who got 991 yards. Not a bad day for him. And 20 pass attempts from Colin Pierce. So you're looking at about a 3 to 5, about a 60%, no, it's about halfway. About a 55-60% ish running pattern here. They're going to have to really start opening a lot more with their passing game if they want to try to get things a little bit more balanced and be able to get themselves back onto the winning way. So Houston going to go to 2-0. Indianapolis going to fall to 1-2. That'll be an interesting situation there in the Central Division. I think they're only going to be about a game back from Minnesota, so we might be able to do something with that. Of course, Houston now with the 2-0, they're going to be on the winning side once again. But that South Division, it is a madhouse because prior to this game, Fort Worth's 2-0, Alamo City 2-0. So that's gonna be a fun one. As we have zeros on the clock, and Houston comes away with a win here at Vipe Sports Stadium. They win it 31-21. Let's take a look at those final stats. And I think we all agree player of the game has got to be GP Wells.
Yeah, it definitely is. But shout out to the passing game of Houston. You see that 275 passing yards. That discrepancy between Houston's passing attack and Indy's was probably one of the stories of the game. And we've talked a lot over the last few weeks last few days, I should say, about the whole 70-30 split that offenses need to have within. And Indy had that tonight, I believe. But when we talk about the imbalance of their offense, it's more about the fact that I think they ran Christian Pierce into the ground tonight. In the end, he kind of just didn't quite have enough steam to sort of get forward in those dying moments of the game, and Colin Pierce wasn't able to bail them out. But for Houston, I mean, that was the other talking point I had at the end of the game, was that South Division is obviously always a real talking point and is always so hotly contested. Those three teams we talked about, Fort Worth and Alamo City, have both been incredibly impressive through their opening two games. But don't sleep on Houston. Houston were one of the teams that I thought stood out in week one when they beat Sioux Falls. They put 42 points on the Sparrows, and this week they come away with a 31-point win over Indianapolis. They look really good.
Yeah, Houston's going to have a fun time in the next couple of weeks. They're going to be at home against Alamo City and Fort Worth. Indianapolis next week will face Arizona at home, and then they'll be on the bye. That'll do it for us tonight. Once again, final score: Houston 31, Indianapolis 21. And it was a fun game up until the end. So for my partner, Mr. Jacob Clear, our statisticians, DR Sim and Yayo Montana, I'm Ethan Muslin. We'll see you next time for more SFL action. And don't forget, tomorrow night, we got a great slate of games coming up. Minnesota welcomes San Diego, and Baltimore tries to stop their slide against Louisiana. That'll be all Sunday night on YouTube. We'll see you then. Peace.